Hi, if you're receiving this video message, it is because your child has not turned in one or more of their reading logs. We're going to take a look at how to access that reading log. This is a 10-point assignment each week that counts towards your student's reading grade. So if they are missing their work or not completing it correctly, it can have a pretty devastating effect on their overall reading grade. So I start at google.com and I click up here on my waffle from a device that's logged in as a student. These reading logs have been shared with the Lawrence Township logins only. So if they're utilizing a Google device that has a parent's login information, they'll need to log into Google for Lawrence Township. Click the waffle and there should be an icon that says classroom. If there's not an icon that says classroom, I can do one of two things. I can scroll down to where it says more options and see if it shows it down here. And if it doesn't, I can simply Google search classroom and then it will bring up the link for Google Classroom right here. When your child who is logged into Lawrence Township's login clicks on Google Classroom, it will bring up the option of SUSE B108 because I've already assigned them to my class. They'll click on this, and then at the top there's an item that says classwork. Here you will find the past 3 weeks reading logs, including the one that starts today on August 31st. When your child clicks on this icon, it will drop down to a Google Doc. This is your child's reading log. I'd like to take some time to talk about this screen as well so that you understand your child's expectations for the reading log as well. Active readers are able to read the words, think about what they are reading, and respond to questions about what they are reading. Each night, after reading for at least 30 minutes, you should be tracking your thinking. If you need help getting your thoughts started, you can use one of these sentence starters below. This next part that's in yellow is extremely important. Responses should be 2 to 3 sentences minimum. If your child writes one sentence, that's half of the work that's being asked of them, which would result in a 50%. So you want to make sure that your child is writing 2 to 3 sentences now that they're a third grader about what they're writing or reading each night. Also, it says what you write should prove that you read the book. There should be specific details from the text included in your thoughts. So we've talked with the students about how typing, it's funny, is not a response to reading. This could be about virtually any book that your child has read. So the child would need to include details such as, it's funny because the main character didn't listen to his mother and fell in a bucket of paint. So that might be a situation that would happen in a book. And now I have evidence as the teacher that your child read a specific text because that tells me specifically the portion they're talking about. Now, that's not done because it's only one sentence and it says responses should be 2 to 3. So if I'm the child and I'm feeling stuck, I've been given sentence frames here that I can use to help me think about what to write next. So I might choose one, such as I learned. There's a great lesson that can be learned from a text where a child falls in a bucket of paint from not listening. So I could start my sentence with I learned it is important to listen to your parents so you stay safe. That could be a lesson that came from the text. Now your child can be done. They've included two or three sentences or more with specific details about a text. You will notice that it says each night after reading, you should be tracking your thinking. I've given the students 5 boxes because there's 5 school nights, but they really have 7 days to complete this. I know that we're going to have things like soccer games or crazy nights where everything goes wrong and more. So please understand that there's 2 days of the week built in that your child does not have to record their thinking. So if something goes terribly wrong one evening or emotions are running high, they're exhausted, an event came up, feel free to take that night off, still have them try to read if possible, but they don't have to write. They do need to have 5 boxes finished each Monday. So a new reading log is started and the old reading log is due every single Monday. Again, your child is missing 1 or more weeks of this and it's going to negatively impact their grade if they do not complete their work. Please have them log in and finish the previous weeks along with the new reading log that started.